I welcome you all to 141st session of the Radisys SoundBytes Toastmasters Club. I request all the attending members to turn on the camera since it gives a lot of encouragement to our role takers and we love to see your beautiful faces. It will be very lovely. Okay. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Rule number 1, please refrain from discussion about sex, religion, and politics. Rule number 2, please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking. Rule number 3, if you're stepping out of the meeting, please turn off your video. Thank you. Now, gentle persons, please join me in welcoming someone who knows so many different languages. She has done podcasts. She had hosted many events and she had trained people to host the events as well. She's a legal expert. Uh, she loves K-pop. She is none other than our President Aishwarya and host of today. With this, I would like our President Aishwarya to take over the stage. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan. Thank you for always showing up, no matter how busy or ill you are. I will quickly declare this meeting open without wasting too much time. But before I do, I just want to thank everybody who has shown up today. And I want to extend a very warm welcome to our guest today, Toastmaster Srivatsa Vasudevan, who is not only going to be evaluating Sharat's speech today, but is also the area director of Area I1. So can we please have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Srivatsa? Thank you for joining us today. But before I declare the meeting officially open, I just want to say thank you all for consistently showing up fortnight after fortnight, because we have fortnightly meetings. It takes a lot of team effort to put together a meeting, however small it is. Today, we could have very easily canceled the meeting and said, there's not enough people, we don't have enough role takers, but it is just a show of resilience on the part of every person present over here, that we have said that no matter how small the actual size of the meeting is, the show must go on. And with that spirit of resilience, I declare the meeting open. And since I am going to be playing the role of Toastmaster of the Day / General Evaluator as well, so I will just take over. And like Sharat does, pass on the role to Toastmaster Aishwarya, who is now the TMOD / GE. So thank you everyone for being here today. I will quickly have Prasang, who is the timer for the day, explain his role. And I see we have a guest as well. So hello, Shivana Gowda. Hello, welcome to our meeting. We're really, really glad to have you here. And I hope you take an opportunity to participate during the table topic session. So just to give you a layout of how today is going to go, we have one prepared speech by Sharat, who is going to be attempting his level 5 project 1, L5P1 speech. After which we will have a table topic session, where Toastmaster Gaurav is going to be our table topics master of the day. And I will let him explain the rules of the game on that when the time comes. But first, can we hear from Prasang about his role as timer today? Over to you, Toastmaster Prasang.
Thank you, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. So, hello everyone. I'm the timer for the today meeting, and as a timer, my responsibility is to kind of note down the time taken by each speakers, and also notify the speaker time remaining for their speeches. So, for today, we have one speech, and for that, it's a longest speech. So for that speech, at 18 minutes, I will show the green card. At 20 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 32 minutes, I will show the red card. Coming to the table topics, the time duration for the table topic is 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will show the green card. at 1 minute and a half, 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card, and at the 2 minutes, I will show the red card. And there is also a 30-second grace period for the table topic. So you have to finish your speeches between the 1 minute to 1 minute and 2 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasad. I will now invite our evaluator of Sharat's prepared speech to explain the purpose of Sharat's speech. But before that, our guest and evaluator, Srivatsa, is a customer service manager working in Juniper Networks with an experience of 18 years. He has been a Toastmaster for the past 4 years, and he is currently the area director for Area I1. He has completed innovation planning and motivational strategies pathways, and he believes that Toastmasters has provided him ample opportunities for self growth, and he hopes to use every single one of them. So, friends, please welcome Toastmaster Srivatsa.
Thank you, TMOD Aishwarya, for a wonderful warm welcome here. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Sharath, is venturing into level 5 speeches. And the purpose, so in Toastmasters, we have a speech, but before a speech, we always have a project that we have to complete, right? The purpose of the project that the Toastmaster Sharath was embarked on is to practice developing and presenting a long, humorous speech. The member completing this project has been working to build skills necessary to engage audience with humor for an extended period of time. The member will present an engaging, humorous keynote speech that delivers a strong message. The time taken for the speech is to be from 18 to 22 minutes. And that's it. So I wish my target speaker, Toastmaster Sharath, all the best. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srivatsa. And now for a first time event in our little Soundbites Club. We have somebody attempting a level 5 speech for the first time in our club. So this person, Toastmaster Sharad, is very easily describable as the backbone of our club. I might be the president, but he, in all honesty, is the true engine of this club who keeps it going and keeps us all motivated. He unflinchingly dons many, many roles, and he has time and again stepped up and taken a responsibility and has with such ease donned so many hats. But the most important one is the way he makes us all laugh no matter what. So he takes his pathway very seriously, no matter what role he's playing, no matter what speech he is giving. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Sharath with his speech. Sorry, Sophistication by Default. Sophistication by Default, Sharath.
Before the timer starts, I hope I am audible and visible properly. Okay. The epitome of manifestations have led us to this eternal affirmation leading to societal complexities, evaluating the norms of perpetuations. Don't worry, that was just gibberish. Okay, it has absolutely no meaning. Don't worry, it is not a quote, a famous quote from a Greek philosopher, but it's absolute gibberish. It has absolute no meaning. Now, but I could see that some of you were nodding your head. Okay, some of you were surprised. Some of you were even thinking, oh, this is what a high-level speech might sound like, right? This exactly is the problem, my friends. A level of sophistication that is expected by default. Now, somewhere through the journey, we have started equating complexity with intelligence and chaos with class. But you know what? I didn't join Toastmasters to sound complex. I didn't join Toastmasters to make it sophisticated. I just simply joined Toastmasters so that I could give speeches in a better manner. I could make better connection with my audience. Now, how will a speaker make a true connection with his audience if the audience are still trying to figure out what he's saying on the first place? If the audience is just trying to understand what those complex sentences mean, how can a true connection be made? So that exactly is a problem. Now, once you hit a certain level, like for example, a level 5 of Toastmasters, the audience always expect a high level of complexity. They expect that the speaker should be an amalgamation of Shakespeare, Google Translator, and a TEDx speaker who's talking about complex physics and metamorphosis. But you know what? That's not what I'm here for. But unfortunately, that's what the expectations are. Now, let me give you some examples from my family. Now, I have this uncle. Of course, I'm not going to name him because I want to be invited for his next function. The family functions are always beautiful. I know we upload our videos to YouTube. You never know who, ventures to our videos. Uh, so now my uncle, he's of same age as my dad. During his school days, imagine so many years back. So he's should be almost 74 years old by now. During his school days, he did it from an international residential school from Uti. Now, he is from a generation where if you go to school, it is a big deal. You go to an English medium school, it's an amazing deal. And now you're going to an international residential school in Uti. That is like you're going to Hogwarts when others are going to tuition centers. That's the difference. Now, my uncle, because of this, I would say he developed something called as a dictionary syndrome. He would try to find out the complex words that's there in dictionary, study them by heart, and try to casually use in his conversations. That is good if you are talking to a person who is an expert in English language, not when you're trying to impress somebody, when you're just casually talking, right? You don't have to do that. Now, my uncle, what he'll do, he'll casually move into conversations like, you know what, our interpersonal dynamics have to change a paradigm shift. The listener is like, okay, does that taste better with chutney or sambar? Has no clue what he's talking about. But my uncle would grin and he will say, oh, yes. So he feels that superiority complex, right? He feels, yes, I'm at a level where the other person is not even able to comprehend what I'm saying. He used to find a sense of happiness when that happens. Now, the same uncle, he had invited few years back, I remember very clearly, he had invited some of his family, including myself, to his granddaughter's birthday party. Granddaughter's first birthday party. You can imagine how the target audience will be, right? There'll be so many kids, small kids with parents. And of course, we are from this small village called Wayanad in Kerala. Some of you would have heard, especially Bangaloreans would have heard about Wayanad. It's one of the favorite tourist destinations of Bangaloreans. It's a famous hill station where you can actually see more paddy fields and coconuts than Wi-Fi hotspots. That's what Wayanad is. Now in Wayanad, the native language is Malayalam. They are not experts in English. Of course, they would probably know English, can understand, can try to speak basic English, but the native language is Malayalam. Now, most of his family members were present there along with myself, who are basically from Wayanad. And this MC from the function invites uncle to speak a few words because his grandfather, right, is kind of the host. So he was invited to the stage to speak a few words. Now, my classic uncle, he goes into his classic persona And he thinks, yes, I need to deliver this complex speech to impress everyone. He uses complicated vocabulary. He uses unnatural pacing while he's talking, and he uses a body language. It felt like Harry Potter is trying to cast a spell. It was like that. Most of the target audience were from Wayanad. They were aged people. They absolutely did not understand anything what he said. But that being said, even I did not understand what he said in the first place. I know there were some elders who came to me and they said, "Hey, Sharath, I think there's an issue with the mic." I told them, no, this is how he talks. And I was, okay, which language is this? I said, actually, it is supposed to be English. But so there were actually people who thought he's talking in some foreign language. And some were, again, impressed and nodding their head. Oh, okay, great, great. So at the end of the speech, we didn't understand anything. When it was over, I genuinely felt bad and I wanted to give my uncle some genuine feedback. I approached him. I said, Uncle, you know what? Next time when you're trying to give a speech, try to make it simple. He said, Hey, my complicated English didn't make sense to normal people, is it? Hey? He said that. I said, exactly. Now, this is not a compliment. This is a problem. This is a pure communication failure. How can it be called a communication when the other person is not even able to understand, right? It involves at least two or more parties when it is communication. Otherwise, it is simply called a solo performance. It cannot be a communication. He felt offended. He was really taken aback the way I said it. But I am sure he, you know, did not take my words and he continued doing classic uncle what he always does. He flabbergasted with some words which till date I don't know what he said. I know he was very angry, but I was happy at that point of time that I did not understand a single word because I'm sure he was scolding me. And I'm sure he still till date continues doing the same. All right. Now, let me give you example about my own experience. Before I go to that, of course, I want to take this classic example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He's a rocket scientist and one of the most favorite presidents in history of India. He is famous for communication. You know what? But if you have heard some of his speeches, he's not famous for the communication as some of you might consider in a standard way. It's not about pronunciation or use of fancy words. It's about how he can absolutely connect with the audience. Of course, being a rocket scientist, he can come up with complex words and he's able to communicate complex scenarios to his scientists in ISRO. But let's say if he's delivering a speech in a school where it's full of school students, he would articulate in such a manner. He will use storytelling techniques. He will introduce some sort of humor. He'll engage the audience in such a beautiful manner. Now, if you ask me, that is true communication. Now, coming again to certain examples from my life, I have to talk about this brush with accent expectations I had in my life, right? So I have done my MBA from London, UK. And back in 2010, when I came back from UK, my dad came to receive me from airport. He was very happy to see me, hugged me. We both together went to a restaurant. In the restaurant, of course, we were talking in Malayalam. I talked to my dad in Malayalam. Okay? We went to a restaurant and I was placing order. After I placed the order, I could see this disappointed look in my dad's face. I'm like, hey, what happened? What's wrong? My dad is like, hey, your communication, your English still kind of sounds the same. Where is the accent? I'm like, how do I break to this man that just 2 years in another country will never give you an accent unless you fake it? You have to be there in a country for years together. Probably you should be born and brought up there to have a true accent, or you should have done your schooling in that country to have a true accent. It's not like, hey, welcome to Heathrow, and here is your accent package for your use. It doesn't work that way. You do not get a visa and an accent package together that you can just simply use. But seeing the disappointed face of my dad, I just started faking some of the words. Then I said, can I get a glass of water? So instead of water, I said water. And then I told my dad, it's too hot, inni. So inni is something Britishers use at the end of sentences. I said, it's too hot, inni. And suddenly my dad's face started glowing. He was like, yes, okay. I think my son has got some accent, and he was kind of proud. I was happy to see his happiness, but inside I was feeling cringed, right? Now, same coming to corporate example, right? You might have noticed some of your colleagues suddenly switching to the accents when they talk to a US or UK clients, right? So that this person, Ramesh, is talking to a client in UK. It's a, yo, I'm Ray. Ramesh itself becomes Ray. And then instead of saying, can you check this email? Say, could you check this email, bro? Something like that. Now, I would say that is a red flag. If you are doing it by mistake, please stop that immediately. The chances are very high that native English speakers can easily figure out if you are faking an accent. What it sounds like to them. For them, it sounds like a borderline mockery. They feel that you're mocking. Let's say you have this head nodding sort of an Indian accent. Imagine an American, you know how he or she would sound like. It's like, very good day to you too. Like, how would you feel? You feel that you are being mocked, right? Now, there's something similar that might be happening at their end when you try to fake an accent. I would request all of you to please immediately stop doing it. And even worse, they might even think that you are inauthentic. That is even more worse, right? That's a genuine advice I would like to give you all, that please do not try to fake accents. Now, keeping the English language aside, this expectation of sophistication has even crept into our hobbies. Let me give you an example. So back in engineering, when I was in hostel, my hostel mate, he was into, you know, the Bollywood music those days. So all your Jitendra, your Dharmendra, and your Govinda songs. He used to love Govinda songs, and he used to dance and he used to sing Govinda songs. And then in hostel, you know, there'll be different rooms with all these huge speakers. Sometimes they'll blast certain sort of music. Those days, there's this band from Germany called Rammstein. I don't know how many of you have heard Rammstein. They're into this genre called hard rock metal. Hard rock and metal. That's the genre of Rammstein. They're a famous band from Germany. So there's this very famous song from them called Du hast. It's like du hast, smash. Ah! That's what it sounds like. At least those who don't really know about hard rock and metal. It sounds like that. It actually sounds to us like a person with a bad throat infection is screaming out of pain to a ceiling fan. That's how it sounds, that music sounds to us. I still remember my roommate, he said, what's wrong? What happened to the singer? Why don't somebody give him strepsils or pudinhara? Maybe the singer should have some gastric problems. How would somebody sound like this? And how can someone genuinely enjoy a music like this? Now, the same group, years later, we had gone to a restaurant to have some food and nice conversations. And one of the conversations that popped up was music preferences. So the first person says, hey, I listen to K-pop these days. Like, oh, okay. Another person says, hey, I listen to trance these days. I'm like, oh, okay. Me and friend were like looking at each other. Yeah, okay. It went on to the third person, and they said, I am into experimental jazz funk music. Now, till date, I don't know what that is. I was nodding, okay. Then the turn came to my friend. I know what his music preference is. I know still he was into that. But then he got intimidated and then he said, I am into hard rock and metal. I was looking at him like that. I wanted to really blurt out, but inside my mind, I was thinking, oh yeah, you're into hard rock and metal. I know what sort of songs you listen to. You're still into Sarkailo Natniya Jana Lage Sarkailo Natniya Jana Lage. That's what I know that he's into such music. Then it came to my turn. And then I said, I'm into Bollywood melodies. I happily said I'm into Bollywood melodies. Because, friends, if you ask me, sophistication is not about liking obscure things. Sophistication is all about being comfortable on what you like and be confident and happy about what you like. Now, that is true sophistication, if you ask me. Now, in a similar manner, a group of friends, it was a Formula One season. A group of friends, we decided to have a house party. One of the friends invited for house party. He said Australian Grand Prix is going on. We can stream at my home theater and let us just catch up over there. Another friend of mine, he also wanted to join. He was not into Formula One at all, but that is absolutely fine. You're with a group of friends, you can have so many other conversations other than what is happening on screen, right? You can talk about other things. You can have a still you can have a good time. You can have some nice laughs. You can have some good food, maybe some good starters, and still have a bomb of a time. That's absolutely fine. My friend wanted to join. I knew that he's not at all into Formula One. I'm like, okay, that is absolutely fine. Now the race started, and we quickly, our conversation shifted to the actual race. We were telling, oh, how McLaren cars are now much more better, how Lando Norris is performing much more better, the aerodynamics are better. You could clearly make out the people who are genuinely into Formula One. Now my friend, it was fine. He could have just simply sat quiet. Doesn't have to come up with any dialogues or anything just to pitch in. But he felt intimidated, I think, and then he started blurting out sentences like, oh, I think that was a turbo drift. Like, turbo drift in Formula One? Okay. We were just thinking in our mind. And they're like, oh, that overtaking was dope. And he started, we were having some very interesting conversations, and suddenly he will come up with some nonsensical stuff that made absolutely no sense. Now, the host, he lost it, and then he suddenly got up and he says, oh, Formula One genius, you tell me one simple thing. What engine does Red Bull use? What engine does Red Bull racing team use? So this guy is thinking, okay, Ferrari must be using Ferrari, a McLaren must be using McLaren, a Mercedes should be using Mercedes. He said, of course, Red Bull uses Red Bull engine. You are like, oh my God, you should have rather kept quiet or told, I don't know. Even my host's pet dog was kind of making fun of my friend. It was like that. It had its hand on top of the head. And for your information, Red Bull racing team uses a Honda engine. Now, this is exactly the problem. He could have simply told that, hey, I'm not into Formula One, I'm into cricket. That's absolutely fine. Something that is popular among the masses. It doesn't make it any less cooler. It is popular, one of the most popular sports in the world for a reason, right? Because people like it. It's a huge sport. On the contrary, if you're not into it also, it's not supposed to be a problem. If you're not into cricket, it's okay. If you're into cricket, it is okay. If you're into something, a normal popular sports, it's absolutely fine. Please don't make a mockery out of yourself by trying to pretend that you like something else. Now that was what is happening there. Now, let me tell you examples of movies. It can happen with movies also. I've heard people say that, hey, I loved Citizen Kane. I have watched the Swedish movie Seventh Seal in original Swedish language. Good. If you are genuinely doing that, absolutely fantastic. You have our blessings. But please don't fake it. People don't consider it cool anymore if you say, hey, I like Jurassic Park, I like Avatar, I like Titanic, I like Terminator. Hey, they have collected more than $1 billion worldwide for a reason. They are popular movies. It's absolutely fine. It's fine if you have not even heard of something like Forrest Gump. It's absolutely fine if you have not heard of Shawshank Redemption. So this is what is happening with hobbies as well. So end of the day, friends, moral of the story is whether it comes to your speech or whether it comes to your preferences, your hobbies, please don't fake it because of peer pressure. Please don't fake it because people expect sophistication from you. Be real, be genuine, be authentic. Because being authentic, my friend, is the best form of sophistication there is. Thank you.
Wow. Can we have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Sharad? Because that is not an easy thing to do. To stand up there for 20 minutes and talk uninterrupted is a very, very difficult thing to do. So, just for that singular feat, congratulations on completing your L5P1, Toastmaster Sharad. I really did enjoy it, and I did take the pearls of wisdom that you threw at us. So I think it was a very enlightening speech as well as engaging. So superb, well done. Um, before we move on to the evaluation, we will have the table topic segment. So unless Toastmaster Srivatsa, you would prefer to give your evaluation right away, would you prefer that?
Your choice. If you want me to go ahead, I can do that, or however you want me to.
Okay, we generally have the table topics first before we move on to the evaluation section. So
Sure.
then we
I
would
just have a hard
Yes.
stop at 2:30. So you decide
Oh,
how you want me to.
in that case, then let's just continue with the evaluation. So, Toastmaster Srivatsa, I invite you to present the evaluation for Toastmaster Sharad. Unless you'd like some time.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Good. Over to you, Toastmaster Srivatsa.
Toastmaster Sharath, I want to congratulate you not for the speech, but the fact that you spoke for such a long time. You made a great start with a serious quote that sets up the agenda and expectations of the speech. The first quote itself told us, and when you started explaining the quote, we understood what you wanted to say. That's a wonderful way to start, say, giving an expectation and an agenda for the audience to listen. The second point here that I would want to point out is in this club, we have a word wizard. The amount of the language that you used itself was an absolute pleasure to hear. The choice of adjectives used to describe different person or circumstances was such a delight that I wanted to just see, and it tells me the amount of effort that you have gone into writing that particular script. A good speech always comes with having a good message and spending that time to make sure that the speech is successful. So kudos to you on the first aspect of that. You made a lot of things. One of the requirements in this particular project was to have a wonderful message, because humor, if you can always talk humor without a message, which many stand-up comedians try to do. But having a message to the audience, which is an integral part of Toastmasters, you brought that message multiple times by making sure that it is clearly understood by the audience. And the final quote, like saying being real, be genuine, being authentic is more important, is far more important in today's time. The overall anecdotes that you brought, be it with your uncle, with your father, with your talking about comparison with Abdul Kalam, was something very, very relatable. We all have that kind of one uncle who would always try to show off or try to test us of our knowledge. And sometimes we also end up being such an uncle, right? So your message for me is to be aware that I am not that uncle for my nephews or nieces. So that's second takeaway I had from your speech. Lastly, I like the fact that being a humorous speaker, you made sure that humor is integral. I could not see, at least every 2 minutes you had something that brought smile to the audience. And that's something I would say is success as a humorous speaker. Now, coming to my recommendations, you spoke for 18 plus minutes without audience engagement. In a sense, you were having them engaged via the speech, but there were so many instances where you could have asked them to be a part of the content. You gave a speech, the first quote itself, you could have asked, can anyone explain here? Right? Or when you talked about your uncle, you kept said, does anyone have an uncle? Does anyone want to share a similar something that they had? Why that is required is, if a speech, our attention span is 8 seconds. Here you are speaking for 18 minutes. How are we going to be attentive unless you do something different for us to be attentive? I'm not saying you did not do. Towards the end of the speech, you had lots of song and dance to make it more pleasurable and watch to listen. But in even every 4 or 5 minutes, if you have some kind of engagement, that will make me more and more inclined towards getting the further message, and that message that you give will be more strongly imbibed. The second thing is that your hands were coming together again and again. If I might say, when you did not have any gestures, they were coming together like this, which indicates a comfort zone or slight nervousness. Try to give your hands free. There are ways you can make your gestures more meaningful, in a sense that when you say I, instead of saying, you can say I. That will inhabit more confidence for the listeners and so on. But once you do those gestures and have some more engagement from the audience, automatically it would enhance the overall speech to a much higher level. Overall, congratulations, Toastmaster Sharath, and I would be happy to listen to your next speech as well. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivatsa. That is such a comprehensive and well-rounded evaluation. I'm sure Sharat learned a lot, but I definitely did as well. So I am really grateful for you to have come in and taken this opportunity and to give us such valuable lessons. Thank you. Over now, we will have our table topics session with our table topics master, Toastmaster Gaurav, who is our second backbone of the club. Toastmaster Gaurav, who is an ex-president and enthusiastically takes up roles as well as speeches for all of our sessions, has never given up on us, and is always there, whether on the forefront or in the background, cheering us on. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav, for a very engaging table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya, for such a warm welcome. Very good afternoon, everyone. So this section is a table topic segment, and in this section, this section is open to all. So even if you have delivered a prepared speech or you have not participated yet in this session, all are welcome to join me and deliver some fun-filled short speeches. So in table topic segment, we have a theme. I will explain you that theme. Then I will request for some of the volunteers. And whenever a volunteer comes, a topic, a question will be given to the volunteer. And that volunteer should speak about 2 minutes for that on that particular topic. And as our timer Prasang told, the timeline for the table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute is minimum. You can try for more, but 2 minutes is the upper bound. And you will get a 30-second grace period. So you can take 30 seconds extra to finish your speech. So these are the timelines. Now to present the theme of table topic, I would like to share my screen. Please let me know if it is visible to everyone. Okay. So our theme of the day is 6 honest serving men. So first of all, I would like to just explain you about the theme. So this theme is inspired from a very famous poem of Rudyard Kipling. And the poem title was I Keep 6 Honest Serving Men. Basically, this poem personifies the questions like what, why, when, how, where, and who, as a loyal servant that have taught Kipling everything he knows. So it's very basic thing, right? Let's say if you want to understand about something. So these are some of the questions which if you ask to yourself or to ask a speaker, you will get to know a lot about that particular topic. So on the same theme, I have collected a couple of questions on these categories. So this is a little bit different variant. I have not selected an approach where a speaker has to come and talk about all 6 questions, but I have created 6 categories. Each category contains 3 questions. So volunteer can come and choose any one of the category, and then I will just unreveal the question which lies behind the behind the section. Like in what I have 3 questions, so you can choose any one of the category. So let's say if you choose what, I will just reveal the question for you, and you have to talk about it. And if you are interested, or let's say if someone has taken what section in his first attempt, and in the next time if you want to take why, you will get that chance, because totally I have like in 6 categories I have 3 questions, so totally we have 18 questions. Okay, so this is about the theme and what we're gonna do today. So I request all of you to volunteer for the speech, and let me know who wants to go first. Okay, Aishwarya. You can raise a virtual hand, or you can just like wave your hand. I will get it from there. So Aishwarya, which segment you want to choose? What, why, when, how, where, or who?
I think I'll go with why.
Why? Okay. Let me go to the why section. Okay. So we have 3 options from why. So which one you want to take? 1, 2, or 3?
I take 2.
2. Okay. Let's reveal the question. Okay. So your why question is, why is it so hard to disconnect from work even when the Wi-Fi is down?
This is very interesting because I just had a choppy internet problem and I messaged on the group saying, please take over directly. I think as professionals, we all have a certain sense of responsibility that is driven into us. Besides which, as Indians, we are conditioned into thinking that our responsibility and our duty to our work is what gives us our sense of self-worth. And our value comes from how productive we are or how much we have accomplished. And it's all sold to us like it's a race. So today, with all work being online and you have to be connected to the internet, everything happens in the virtual world. So not only is it difficult to disengage from our devices and screens, but even on the off chance that we do, it's so difficult to actually stop thinking about work. Now, you could take it both 2 ways, right? You could either say that it is a positive thing that you're so driven by it and you are actually engaged in it. But as a person who has multiple hobbies besides work, I think that if work is driving every waking moment of your life, then there is a very massive need for us to disengage because it is all consuming. And that, I believe, is toxic. So it's hard because it's everywhere. And that's all we know today. And we have grown out of being able to walk in nature and just disassociate. That's just not possible anymore. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya, for giving such a wonderful thought about it. Initially, I thought when this question will come, someone might say, if Wi-Fi is not working, then I would have been called to the office directly so that I can work from there. But yeah, you have given a very different view of it. And thank you for sharing that psychological or the philosophical view, like how we should approach our work and maintain a work-life balance. Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. Okay, so one why question has been taken. Who wants to go next? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shavana Goda. You have raised a hand. So which category you want to choose? Why, what, when, how, who, or where?
We want to go how.
How? Okay. So in how we have three options. Which one you want to take? 1, 2, or
The
3?
first
First
one.
one. Okay. So your question is, how do you define success and how has that definition changed over time? How do you define success and how has that definition changed over time for you? Over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Gaurav. Let me uh, define success. What is success? It is the old definition is a stepping stone. So whenever whenever you fail, then only you succeed. And how those definitions keep on changing is like whenever whenever you succeed, and we will be in in a need of more succeeding. Like I want more success. So how do you achieve that? So while doing making a success, right? We will be failing multiple times. So multiple failures leads into a success. Those the success we can make we can in our project or in our day-to-day life also. So while reading also in the school, in anywhere you can consider there is a whenever there is a failure, they when you overcome that that failure, that make you success. So that's what I can say. That's all from my end.
Thank you so much, Siva. Thank you for giving such a wonderful thought. I think sometimes people get very demotivated when they are not getting the desired result. And failure and success, these are just the outcomes. One is favorable and one is like not in your favor, right? So people should not be very demotivated based on the result, but they should consider how a failure can be a stepping stone for the success. So it's a very great takeaway for all of us. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have covered one. We have covered one how and one why. So who wanna go next? You can choose the same category or you can choose a new category also.
Maybe I can go next.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sharat. So which
Yeah.
category you want to take? What, why, when, how, where, and who?
When?
When. Okay, let's go to when. So which option from when? 1, 2, or 3?
One.
Okay. So your question is, oh, sorry. I think I selected the wrong category. Go to when. Okay, this one. Okay. So this is your question. When was the time you had to step out of your comfort zone and what happened next?
Okay. If you ask me about comfort zone, the first thing that pops up to my mind is Toastmasters itself. There was a time when I was always hesitant to speak in public, and my father was the one who always used to inspire me, and he used to say, hey, you have got good language, but you are not putting it into great use by not speaking out your heart. Or you need just practice. You need a platform where you can improve your public speaking skills and your confidence, because the language is already there, is what my dad used to tell me. So that's when I decided first to step out of comfort zone. So I started doing it from a young age, whether you believe or not. But then, as I said, like in today's speech, don't expect that sophistication from me. That hey, this guy is doing it from childhood. He should be sounding like Obama by now. That doesn't happen. It's like brushing your teeth. I do it every day. That doesn't mean it shines like diamond. But anyways, yeah. Coming to stepping out of comfort zone, it has been about talking in public. And in childhood, whenever I used to get opportunity in temples, we used to have temple functions. I used to participate in certain events there, whether it is some recitals or speaking on certain topics. I started continuing doing that in school days and college days as well, whenever I used to get a chance. And then there was a long gap. Thanks to Radisys, because the companies I worked before, I was not aware they had a Toastmasters, or I did not dig deep. When I came to Radisys, that's when I got to know about the Toastmasters, and that was a really great opportunity for me. It really gave me the platform, because these days platform is what matters. You're getting an opportunity, getting the platform, and you're getting time. People don't have time, and here you have a group of people who are supportive and ready to listen to you. It's an opportunity I wanted to grab, and then again I started actively being in Toastmasters. I can definitely say that has helped. I was able to host as an MC several events, etc. So when you ask me where that has taken you or what that has happened, I am here right now in front of all of you because I decided to come out of the comfort zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharat. I think it's a great example. Like, you use the platform itself to show how it helped you to come out of your comfort zone. And today, all of us witness your L5 P1 speech, which was a great achievement, I would say. Yeah, so I think it is a very magical thing. Once you come out of your comfort zone, then you sometimes you will achieve which you would not have imagined earlier, right? So it's a very good thing to come out of your comfort zone and try whatever you want to, give it a shot. Thank you for sharing your story. So I think Prasang, do you want to go next? Okay, so Prasang, which category you want to take?
I can note down your time. I'll just show through mobile.
So,
Okay, when it is
so
time. Yeah.
So we
yeah,
have
we
what,
can go. Which one?
what and where and who. So these
I can
categories
go
are
with the
not taken.
what.
What? Okay. So in what we
Yeah.
have 1, 2, and 3. Which one you want to take?
We'll go with the 2.
2. Okay. So your question is, what piece of tech would you uninstall from the world forever and why? Over to you, Prasan.
What piece of tech? I think it's not a difficult one. I think it's a very easy one, and I think everybody knows what I'm going to answer. It is kind of consuming a lot of time. My time, everybody time. I see even small kids, like, right, their mom is busy doing something and they are just like scrolling, watching reels. I mean, I just think about like what that reel is doing to their mind. Even as a adult, when I watch the reels, I feel like there's a cloud over my head, right? I can't think properly after watching 1 hour reel. What will happen to those kids who are watching like 2 hours reel continuously since the birth itself, right? And initially it was kind of limited to kids and then adult. Now I see parents also. They used to kind of tell us not to use phone. You'll not do good in the study. This is not good for you, right? It will destroy your eyes and everything. Now I see my parents kind of they're more busy in watching reels, right? And then now I have to stop them. Oh, please don't watch. And their real world is totally different. They get a lot of gyan, I know, like how the children should behave, and then they will share it to you, like, oh, look what this person is saying. That's how they do. So, given a chance to erase one piece of tech from this world, I think that would be the swords. I think they are not doing any kind of benefits. I don't see like anybody getting any kind of knowledge from the swords. Nobody can share you the knowledge in 30 seconds. You need to watch, yeah, invest more time to learn something, right? So better to erase things. It is just kind of benefiting the companies to get more and more customers and people getting more addicted, wasting more time. But it is not giving any kind of benefits to us. I think it is giving benefits to the influencers. They are earning a lot of money, but as a look at the more broader audience who are the consumers, they are just kind of wasting their time. So I would like to erase the shorts and I would keep the longer videos. Yeah, where you can learn something, understand things. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Dosma Prasang. I think you have touched the nerve here because most of us, I think, we spend a lot of time on watching reels and shorts because that is how we get our dopamine quickly. And I think this is reducing our attention span also. Like in that sense, also those shorts and reels are not very beneficial. Some shorts or some reels are good; they share good content, but I think consuming those shorts and reel is beneficial if you are managing your own peace of mind, and you are managing, basically you are disciplining your you are following a discipline while watching it. Then I think you may get good information, good knowledge, and you will not waste your time. But I think in today's world, people are not looking for some useful content. People are going for some cringe content also, which can help them relax. I think that is where the problem is. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Prasanna. So, Aishwarya, do we have enough time, or it's already 2:28? Or
No,
like,
I
shall
think we can wrap it up right now.
Sure, sure. Okay. Yeah, so that's all from my side. I think I have a lot of other questions. Maybe we can reuse this in some future session as well. So thank you, Aishwarya. Thanks everyone for participating. And over to you for closing the ceremony.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. I think this is a very, very interesting themed table topics, and I really look forward to seeing what the other question marks held behind them. I do agree with you. I think we can reuse this theme for another session as well. It will be very, very, um, you know, it's definitely thought provoking. So I love that. But it has been such a lovely session. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I would like to invite our guest, Shivanikara, to say a few words, would share your experience with us. What did you think? In the meanwhile, I request Toastmaster Prasanna to keep his timer report ready.
Yeah, so thanks, Ashwara. This is the first time I'm attending the session. I would like to improve my skills on the speaking skills. So it is a very good session which Sharath has given. It is ultimate one, and I liked it. His gesture and other things. So what is the content? He know all, like he brought it his own family into the his speech, and it is humorous. Some Hindi songs, Bollywood songs, and all those things. He bought it, and he made it such a wonderful speech. It was very wonderful to hear, and I would like also become like that, Sarath, like speaking. So Aishwarya also, like, yes, you are flawless, and all of them, Gaurav and Prasanga, and you are wonderful. And it is very, and the Gaurav has prepared a very well PPT, what, when, how, and other thing. It is instant thinking. It has to come out of the box. Okay, so sometimes what happens is it may not it will not flash at a time. It takes time uh, for us to attend more sessions, and how it goes through and all. It has to come to in our we I need to adapt to this actually, to speak more words on this. So so I will be I think I will be attending more on this, because so I could not attend previous things due to the schedule of a project and other thing, right? Like, so I could not attend. So I will try to attend, and as much as possible, I will try to contribute towards my speech or whatever role and responsibilities. I will be doing that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Well, not yet, but hopefully soon, Toastmaster Shivanagowda. I'm really glad that you said that you will attend our sessions more regularly. We would love to have you. And just so you know, today's speech, which was 18 minutes long, is not the regular. We regularly have speeches which are 5 to 7 minutes long only. So Sharath is at a very, very advanced stage in his project and pathway. So that's why the challenge was greater for him to deliver one that was 18 to 20 minutes long. But otherwise, like an icebreaker, which is the first speech you would give once you join or become a paid member, would just be 4 to 6 minutes. And subsequently, all of the others are 5 to 7 minutes only. So it's not as daunting as it was today. Like, what Shara did today is daunting for everybody. It's
Yes.
hard to do. So you have to get to that level. And none of us, the only other close person to that level is Gaurav. And he is in level 4 right now. So it takes a lot of practice, but we get there slow and steady. But thank you so much for sharing your views. We're really, really glad that you enjoyed our session today. And we hope to keep seeing you in future sessions.
Sure, Aishwarya. Thank you very much,
Thank
Aishwarya.
you.
Yeah,
Toastmaster
thank you.
Prasang, I hand it over to you to present the timer report.
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen. Just let me know my screen is visible.
Yes.
It's visible.
Yeah. So for
Yes.
the speech, TM Sarad took 21 minutes 14 seconds, which is qualified. And for the table topic, TM Aswarya took 1 minute 56 seconds. TM Sivanand Gaura took 1 minute 33 seconds. And for the table topic, CTM Sarad took 2 minutes 12 seconds, which is under the time and qualified. And I took around 2 minutes 22 seconds. So I think everybody is qualified. Yeah.
Thank you so much for a succinct report. I think this has been a very, very nice session. But with that, I would like to bring the session to a close. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. We will share the feedback and voting links subsequently in your email. So please do remember to vote and provide feedback where you wish to. But that would be all for this session. Thank you all and see you in a couple of weeks. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.